The field of illustrating pulp fiction magazines was lower-paying, freelance sales, with an open-door policy, purposely designed to avoid the high-paying, annually contracted, star system for artists working in the slick magazine industry, explains author and illustration historian David C. Saunders. He will look at the art and career of Gloria Stoll Karn and other female illustrators who have made contributions to the pulp magazine industry at a PowerPoint talk, Gloria Stoll Karn and the Women of the Pulps, on June 2 at 5 p.m. at the Norman Rockwell Museum. Besides Karn, born November 13, 1923, he will present brief profiles of the art and life stories of 6 other women who worked in the field of illustrating pulp fiction magazines: Margaret Brundage, 1900–1976, Dorothy Flack, 1902–1989, Thelma Gooch, 1895–1973, Marjorie Stockinghart, 1888–1993, Alice Kirkpatrick, 1912–1997, and Irene Zimmerman, 1907–1967. The challenges, opportunities and requirement to convey stereotypical notions of gender and sexuality will be explored, and the presenter will describe the social conditions in mid-20th century America that provided limited opportunities for self-expression and financial support for women artists. To a large extent, the plight of women artists who worked in the specialized field of pulp magazine illustration reflects the struggles of all American artists to find an outlet for their vision and financial support from the community at large, Saunders said. He contends that the greatest value of all art is to convey personal inspiration to help all people to connect with their collective humanity. How could such an inspired awareness exist unless it includes the voices of the female half of the world? The author of It's a Man's World, H.J. Ward, and Walter Baumhofer, Saunders also has written an illustrated biography of his father, Norman Saunders, 1907–1989, the famed pulp artist. The younger Saunders was born and raised in New York City, where his father worked as an illustrator, so he knew many of artists who worked in magazine illustration. He married and moved to West Hampton Beach, on Long Island, 30 years ago and raised 2 children. During the first half of the 20th century, inexpensive fiction magazines were described as the pulps, for the wood pulp paper that they were printed on, in contrast to the glossies or slicks, like the Saturday Evening Post, Collier's and Harper's, which were published on higher quality stock. Sensational subjects from romance and westerns to crime and detective stories were popular fare for the genre, which was enjoyed by millions for its captivating entertainment value. The pulps were popular because they offered cheap thrills for pocket change to the less educated masses, said Saunders. Saunders' Guide to the History of Pulp Art can be found at pulpartists.com. The Norman Rockwell Museum event is free for members or with regular museum admission.